Hello guys, Chrome Freak here. What we're going to do is we're going to do a complete and total detailed disassembly and reassembly of the model 1911 A1 Springfield. And the reason I'm doing this is I don't have a whole lot of experience with 1911s. This is my first 1911. And I've got enough rounds through it now. I'm comfortable enough. I field stripped it plenty of times to clean it. But now I'm at the point where I want to break it down and I want to learn the inside of my pistol. If you guys are like me, every pistol or rifle or shotgun I own, I have to get into them and I got to learn them. I have to. I got to know them like the back of my hand. And this is no different, and it's time to do that. Well, I got on there yesterday actually. I went on YouTube and I found a couple of detailed strip videos on the 1911s, but they're pretty vague. Really vague, actually. They were okay breaking it down, disassembling it. It was the reassembly part that really kind of threw me for a loop, excuse me. And I'm going to try to be a little bit more specific and detailed on it. I know I don't have the best camera in the world here, so close-ups are going to be not so good. But if we could bear with it and I can explain it a little bit better than the videos I had seen, and I'm not trying to cut down anybody's videos. The guy did a fantastic job of just disassembling. It was just pretty vague as he was putting it together. And I know why, because you're under that strict 10-minute limit and it's hard to do. And with that said, we need to get started on this. So let's go ahead and take the magazine out. And I know there's a snap cap in there. We're going to do a safety check and the snap cap's going to come out just like that. We're going to go ahead and put the safety on. I hope you can see this. I got it tilted. I don't know if it's straight up, if it's in the camera. Go ahead and push the plunger in. Let it come on out. Swing the bushing around. And here I am because I'm at an odd angle and I'm running into the spring. And go ahead and take the bushing out. Take the safety off. Bring the slide to the notch. From the other side, go ahead and push out the slide release. Come right on out. Go ahead and take the slide right off the pistol. Now quickly, we'll go ahead and we'll take the slide apart. It comes apart normally like any other slide, barrel out. Pretty greasy. I do keep it very well lubed. Okay, very quickly. The firing pin and firing pin spring are right there. What we're gonna do, get my punches out. By the way, I wrap one of my punches, the main one I'm going to be using on this to get pins out. I use Teflon tape so we don't mar up the pins. But let's go ahead, we got to hurry here and get this done. So what we're going to do is we're going to push that pin in. At the same time, we're going to push down on the plate and slide the plate out. Just like that. Now you want to keep your finger over that because when the plate comes out, what's going to happen is that firing pin under pressure will shoot out. So I gotta maybe take it out of camera here because I can't get it from this angle. Okay, it's off. Slide plate, firing pin, extractor. Okay. The slide now is completely disassembled, and for now, we'll go ahead and put that off to the side. Now we're gonna work on the frame. Now it's kind of important that you use the proper size screwdrivers on here because you don't want to mar your screws up. At least I don't. I'm real particular with stuff like that, so I'm going to make sure I got the proper size screwdriver, and I do. If it's too big, you're going to get into the wood. If it's too small, you're going to just put grooves in your screw head. You don't want to do that. So, kind of hurry here. I'm hoping to be able to get this disassembled and make a second video of assembling it. That's why I'm not kind of rushing, but I do know that time goes quickly, too quickly sometimes. Let the plate grip come right off, get to the other side. I started a blog. I've had it for a while actually. It's Blogspot, ChromeFreak123 at blogspot.com. And I wrote my first article actually yesterday and posted it. If you guys get time, go over there. I have a link on my channel page. And I wrote it about Glocks, and it's kind of funny, I think, a little bit, because there's guys, you got guys that love them or hate them. But I believe the one thing you can't argue about is their durability. Anyway, okay, the grips are off. And what we're going to do now is we're going to have to take the thumb safety off the gun. And I find this, from trial and error, from the videos I see on YouTube, it looks like the guys just grab them and pull them right out. Well, I got to tell you, man, I had a heck of a time getting this out, minutes. Then I learned you push it all the way up, and that's the way it looked like they were taking them out, and it looked like it just popped out. Well, I learned, and it's going to be a bad angle because it's on this side of the gun, and I can't do it with my left hand, that if you play around with it like this, and actually there, like push it down like you're turning it off, it pops right off. So I learned that by myself through trial and error, which I learned most of my things. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and bring my wood block in, and this should be the only pin on the entire pistol that I have to drive out with a hammer. It's under a lot of pressure, and it's the main spring pin, and I have to drive that out. And on these Springfields, it's got that internal locking system and all that, but I found it easier now doing this a few times in the last day and yesterday and today, that it's better just go ahead and knock the pin out, hold your hand and just take it off than to lock that system up. I learned that through trial and error too. So I'm gonna hold it, best view. Okay. It's under a lot of pressure, it really is. Okay. Now when I pull this out, and it's hard to get out, there it is. I'm holding it with my hand. There you go, beaver tail fell right out. Let's move this block with the hammer. I don't like hammers and guns, but that's the only pin we gotta knock out. All the others will fall right out. By the way, there's the Teflon tape stuck in the hole, but no big deal, we'll get that out. Here's your main spring housing. Okay, and it goes down in and it actually locks, and there's a tool right here that comes with your Springfield, and this is kind of difficult to do too, but I'm going to actually hang it in there, then I'm going to take a screwdriver, I'm going to push this down as far as I can, and I'm going to lock that in. I think we need to get hurry in here because I'm going to run out of time. Okay, this is kind of hard to do, guys, so just bear with me as I do this. What makes it harder is that dang lanyard loop on the bottom. There's nothing to, very hard to do. You know what, I'm gonna come back to this if we have time. If not, I'll show it during the reassembly because we gotta get moving on the disassembly, but I will show you how to do that. But I just wanna make sure we have enough time. Now what's great here is we're gonna go ahead, and these pins, this is the hammer pin, it holds the hammer in. It's just going to fall right out. You actually just grab it with your finger. Look at that. And the hammer and the strut come right out. Then the next pin we're going to take out is going to be the Sear Pin. And once again, it'll come right out. Here's a little pin. I'm just literally, look, no pressure at all. It just comes right out. And there's your Sear spring, your Sear, and your disconnector. Guys, I'm not going to take any responsibility. You got to be very careful with these Sear springs and the Sear and ejector for that matter, because any of these things get bent. I don't know them well enough. I'm reading a lot of gunsmithing books in 1911s and I'm getting there, but I'm not there yet to the point that I know what to do with messing with these things. But I do know if you make a mistake, you can actually make this pistol full auto. I mean, it burst. It'll have burst fire and you can really hurt somebody or yourself, so please. If you don't feel comfortable doing this, don't do it. Okay, once again, we want to get the proper size screwdriver. We're going to take, and what you're going to do is you're going to push in on the magazine release. As you're pushing in on the mag release, you're going to use your screwdriver. There's a screw right there. You can see it, and you're simply going to turn it. Okay, push in, turn, and there it is. Okay, that's my timer. Okay. And all you do now is the magazine release is now out, and there's your trigger. Put it off to the side. Now we have a complete disassembled frame, completely. You could take these off. These are the female receivers for your screws, for your grips. There's no need to, obviously, but you can look in here, and you can see your channel that your trigger rides in, and there's so much I'm reading about that you could do yourself, a trigger job and all that. And I'm not going to get into that now until I know this gun a lot better, and I'm actually wanting to get certified in gunsmithing, actually. I really am. And hopefully maybe one day I could do this on the side, or maybe even as a main living. I'm working on that, but for right now we'll just have fun on YouTube. Guys, once again, if you don't feel comfortable doing this, don't do it. If you're mechanically inclined, you can do it. I'm going to go ahead and make a video instantly after this one, reassembling all this. Okay, so let's hurry because I know we're almost out of time. Real quickly, I want to give a shout out to Cromer77. This guy is great. He's got some great videos. He turned me on to Flixia. Flixia is another site that you can go put videos up on. So I've taken some of my videos from YouTube and brung them over to here. And here's my blog spot, which I have a link on my channel. I really put a lot of heart and soul into this, into what I wrote on my blog, and I'd appreciate it if you guys go over there and take a look at it and read it and comment. It would mean a lot to me. Okay, guys, we'll see you on part 2 on the reassembly. Thank you.